STS.
It's May 2, 2023, Tuesday. Good afternoon. This is Chester Ramses and you're watching STS Daily Newscast. Now we will be talking about biodiversity and health safety. Biodiversity is defined as the variety of life present in an ecosystem. Biodiversity is important in how society benefits from it. There are three different types of biodiversity: genetic, specific, and ecological diversity. Genetic diversity refers to the variation among organisms of the same species. Their variation are usually passed down from the parents of offsprings. Species diversity refers to the variety of species within a particular region. Lastly, ecological diversity refers to the network of different species in an ecosystem and interaction along with varied ecological habitats are the reasons for the richness in biodiversity of a particular region on Earth.
Thank you, Teacher Jessa, for sharing what biodiversity means. Now, this is Micah from College of Teacher Education sharing to you that the society benefits greatly from the richness of biodiversity since humans can source from nature's biological resource such as food, medicine, energy, and many more. However, these numerous benefits of biodiversity are vulnerable to exploitation. Humans need to be responsible in optimizing the benefits of biodiversity through the proper utilization of science and technology. These are health and medicine, food, energy, water storage and flood control, and air and water treatment. Back to you, Jessa.
Thank you, Ms. Micah. And now we will be discussing the different benefits of biodiversity. What is the first and second benefits? Yes, Ms. Mary Jane?
Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, I am Mary Jane Figarum discussing to you what is there in first and second benefits of biodiversity. First, health and medicine. Higher rates of biodiversity have been linked to an increase in human health. First, plants are essential for medicines. For example, 25% of drug use in modern medicine are derived from rainforest plants, while 70% of cancer drugs are natural or synthetic products inspired by nature. In 1994, an oral formulation of pilocarpine was used and approved for the treatment of dry mouth. In 1998, another drug was approved to manage autoimmune diseases that damages the salivary and lacrimal glands called Sjogren syndrome. In 2004, the drug quinine was isolated from the bark of Cinchona soricobra X. Cloch and was approved to treat malaria. Food is a basic need for human survival. During the Stone Age, humans relied only on hunting and foraging to get food. They depended on what the ecosystem could readily provide them. As the Earth's population grew, the demand for food increased. Throughout history, agriculture and cultivation evolved from picking desirable crops and breeding animals to maintaining stable supply of foods to last for long period of time as preparation for the changing seasons and the possibility of natural disasters. This is Merjin Figarum reporting.
Thank you, Ms. Mary Jane, for giving your perception on the first and second benefits of biodiversity. Now let's proceed to the third benefit. Miss Anna Jane, take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Micah. Well,
The third benefits of biodiversity is energy. Humans rely on energy provided by ecosystem to do the necessary activities in order to survive. In the Stone Age, heat energy from fire was used mainly for survival against harsh environments, for cooking, and for communication with nearby tribes in the form of smoke. In 1820s, natural gas was used as a source of light, although the lack of pipeline infrastructure made distribution is challenging. In 1830s, the electric generator was developed based on Michael Faraday's discovery of electromagnetism. In 1850s, commercial oil was drilled which led to the distillation of kerosene from petroleum. In 1860s, Augustine Machet developed the first solar power system with industrial machinery. In 1892, geothermal energy was first used in 1942. The first nuclear fission reactor was designed and built. In the 19th century and 20th century, the utilization of coal energy shaped the industrialization of the United States, United Kingdom, and other European countries. A study conducted by Jones, Fetchard, and Kissinger in 2015 reported the repercussions of society's demand for clean and abundant energy.
We are now on the fourth benefits of biodiversity in water storage and flood control. Biodiversity in forests plays an unquestionably crucial role in the water resources. Forests provide natural filtration and storage system to provide fresh water. The roots and the leaves of trees create conditions to promote the infiltration of rainwater into the soil to fill up the aquifer system with groundwater, while percolation occurs allowing the movement of surface water in the rivers and lakes. Forest also plays a major role in the water cycle by affecting rates of transpiration and synchrony between indigenous forest and biodiversity. So flooding is mostly known for its adverse effect, but also has some benefits in the context of agriculture. Flooding can help farmers for it distribute nutrients that particularly patches of soil lakes. This can make healthier and more fertile for the cultivation of crops. However, these benefits are not always achieved because of most of time, flooding caused by typhoons has been extremely damaging, which may be one of the effects of climate change. For instance, flooding causes extreme damage in both urban areas and rural areas. Flood damage home, roads, and other infrastructures because of lack of proper drainage system and waste management.
Let's proceed now for the last benefits of biodiversity, which is air and water treatment. By the way, I am Janice Orowe. Some of the gases considered as criteria pollutants like nitrogen and ozone, in moderate amounts, contribute to a healthy ecosystem and balanced biodiversity. However, due to excessive concentration of these gases, the capacity of the environment to clean itself and to be resilient is diminished. The effects of excessive nitrogen in the environment may not be felt at once. It may take decades, but this will be definitely weaken the resilience of soil and plants from 1990s to 2006. There was an extensive vegetation damage ground to the world due to ozone. Ozone can be good or bad. It is created by chemical reactions between oxides and nitrogen and volatile organic compounds under the presence of sunlight. High levels of ground level ozone promote early flowering, affecting the synchronization of pollinators and flowers. Negative impacts on vegetation reduce the sink of capacity for carbon dioxide and ozone, enhancing the atmospheric concentration and affecting the global water cycle. The effects of global warming are harmful to the environment and its inhabitants. Soil store air pollutants temporarily that affect water purification. Stored pollutants have adverse effects on soil functioning, for example, microbes and invertebrates, and create problems when the retention capacity of soil is reached or disturbed. Worldwide, efforts are being made to decrease nitrogen deposition to the biosphere to enhance plant species diversity and relative species richness in grassland. This is Janice Orungan.
Thank you for the four field caster, Miss Mary Jane, Anna Jane, Lennis Jen, and Miss Janice. Now let's talk about what genetic modification is. Now what is genetic modification? A genetically modified organism, or GMO, is one whose genetic material, or DNA, has been added to, removed, or changed. Genetic engineering allows scientists to insert desired traits of features into an organism, enhancing a crop's resistance, for instance. This artificial manipulation of DNA would never happen in nature. It replaces the traditional method of selective breeding, a common and completely safe practice used by growers. European law defines a GMO as an organism in which the genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally by mating or natural recombination.
I want to ask Ms. Anna Jean to determine the interrelatedness of society, environment, and health in biodiversity.
Thank you, Ms. Chasa. To answer your question, according to World Health Organization, the interrelatedness of society, environment, and health in biodiversity is to support human and societal needs, development of medicines of fresh water, which together underpin good health.
What a great answer, Miss Anna Jane. Thank you for that. This time, Lennis Jean, please discuss to us the ethics of implication of GMO and potential future impacts.
Thank you, Ms. Jessa. To answer your question, this would be like, according to PubMed, that 5 sets of ethical concern have been raised about GM crops. First, potential harm to human health. Second, potential damage to the environment. Third, negative impact on traditional farming practices. Fourth, excessive corporate dominance. And lastly, and the unnaturalness of the technology.
Thank you for your time to listen us. This is again Jessa Raxas from the College of Teacher Education.
This is Anna Jean S. Lamala.
This is Lennis Jean E. Babaran.
And this is Angel Michael Baha.
Live STS Daily Newscast.
STS.
Recording live from the SNN studio.
STS.